Right, so here's our first update. I've just started stripping out the car. So before we had a complete statesman, now we've got one shell and a bloody great big mess. Got most of the stuff out, not too bad. Got the interior completely stripped out. The old crappy carpet is sitting over there. Someone had used just flooring carpet in it. I've got a brand new set of carpets to go on this thing that's sitting in a box. So I've got everything sitting out here, everything's tagged and bagged, everything's labelled, so I should roughly know how to put it back in. Here's a better view of the dash that I was talking about. There's a guy around by where I live who cuts out these metal pieces at his work. He's got a laser cutter and they fit up quite nicely. I think they've been quite popular, people buying them online. So yeah, got everything stripped out. I've got a few surprises which I knew would be the case. Over here is where there's some badges go in, and there's actually more holes than what there should be. This car used to have a vinyl roof on it. They were commonly stripped off because they tend to sweat underneath and rust the roof out. So this one's had it stripped off at some point in time, but they obviously couldn't line up the badge properly, so I haven't pulled them all out here, but there's actually about four extra holes sitting in the back of it that needs to be fixed up. Here's another little interesting surprise. I've had this one fixed up, but this is in the rear passenger door sill. And if you look there, you can see that I've had this repaired a couple of months ago, but someone has cut out a little square into the sill, and I knew about this about 12 months ago when the first time I started looking over the car, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why on earth someone would just cut a square out there and fold it over. And then I was talking to someone who I know at the district court, and they said, oh don't you realise that's where people hide drugs? So at some point in time this car was used as a drug courier, which gives it a bit of an interesting history. So I've had a couple of wee bits welded in the back of this car. Here's a couple more. People always cut out the rear speakers to make them bigger. You're not actually allowed to do that anymore. So I've had them fixed up. Few wee splits in the back part of the bulkhead that's had fixed up. But most of the car is reasonably solid. The sill, I pulled off the chrome sills. I should be okay with the sills that are in it. The ones on the other side I might have to replace, but all in all it's reasonably solid. Yeah, so things are going pretty good so far. So the only things I really need to strip out on top of what I've done already is just the front and rear bumpers and the front grille, and I've got a couple of extra set of tyres that I'm going to put on it while it goes to the panel beater, so these chrome wheels don't get scuffed up and ruined. Oh, and I've got to pull out the front door card as well. All the door cards are shot; they need to be redone. But yeah, not going too bad. If you haven't subscribed, do so. And if you've got any comments or ideas or suggestions on what I'm doing here, leave us a comment and we'll see how we go. Hopefully the next video update won't be too far away. I'll try and get onto a bit of work sometime this week. Cheers.